Welcome to the Sure Gen Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. I am your host, Jan. Yes, I am. How is everybody doing? I don't know about you guys, but it is foggy as hell here in California. And it's getting dangerous driving. And I can tell who's drove in the fog and who the fuck hasn't drove in the fog because ones that haven't drove in the fog are going way too fast and driving like it's rain, and it's not rain, it's fog. People can't see you. There was a guy driving with no taillights. You couldn't see him till you got right up on him. Then there was another one, it was a young kid, man, and he was just in and out of traffic, just weaving, weaving, weaving. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get in a wreck. When I see that, I don't know about you guys. When I see people that drive like that, my first instinct is to back off. So when they do cause the crash, I have a way to get off the freeway. You know what I'm saying? This is a crazy week. We're prepping at work for visits. It's just caused a lot of stress at work. So we're all trying to get ready for it. But it's a good thing. It's always a good thing. Never hurts to have a visit from anybody. I know this is probably TMI, but I got Chupa this I don't know if you call it a toy. Yeah, it's a toy. It's called a Kong. I don't know if everybody that's had a dog has had a Kong, but they're just like a tri-stacked little rubber thing that you can put treats in, and they have like this almost like the liquid cheese that you spray in the canned cheese. They have canned chicken and canned peanut butter, and you squirt that in at the end to kind of plug it so that the treats don't just fall out. They have to like earn it by licking it all out. And it's fun to watch her do it. She really enjoys it, and she loves playing with it, just like obsessively playing with it. And you can hear her in the other room chewing on it because you can hear her teeth squeaking against the rubber. Just squeak, squeak, squeak. So that's like, toy, that's flavor of the month, I guess, or flavor of the week for her. So she's been playing with that a lot. And I was in the bathroom, using the bathroom. And of course, she can't not be in there when I'm in there. So she comes running in and she basically has her Kong in her mouth. And I'm like, I don't want that damn thing on me or in my bathroom. So I go, no, get it out of here. So she lets it go and it rolls down her back and it gets stuck on her little curly pigtail. It got caught in the onion ring. It's so funny because it's just sitting there. I'm like, and I look, I'm like, what the fuck? And she looks at me and she looks down. She's like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, boom, it falls out. It was just funny. You don't make a hole in one in the donut too often. She made a hole in one with the big object too. It was kind of funny. The things that amuse me. Yeah. It's just kind of funny because that toy in particular, I've been wanting to get that for her for a while, and I've just been delaying it for some damn reason, but I'm glad I did because I like when we throw it, it goes like any direction it freaking well pleases. So she can't predict it. She'll run and she'll think that it's gonna go forward, and it'll take a backwards bounce, practically right back to where I was. It's pretty cool. I like it. We're gonna play with that outside a lot, but not right now. It's a little juicy outside still. I don't like the fog. It makes everything so wet. I mean, I do like fog. Don't get me wrong. Let me rephrase that. I love fog. I think fog is so cool, as long as I don't have to drive in it. As long as other people shouldn't be driving in it, as long as it's foggy and no one's in jeopardy of dying. I love fog. I think it's so cool. And we get, like I said before, I think if you've heard one of my earlier episodes, I've talked about the Thule fog that we get here. It's like thicker than thick, super thick. And when it's uber thick, we have accidents and they're bad. I mean, you literally put your hand out in front of you, you can't see it. You can't see it. It's just, and it's thick. You can feel it. You can, when you breathe, you can feel it in your lungs. It's thick. It's interesting, but it's not good to drive in, and it's not good when you're not an experienced driver driving in that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're the ones that cause big accidents. There were plenty of like little ones that looked like maybe like little fender benders, the usual ones, people riding too close to other people's tail and Krakatoa. Oh, that's funny. I do a lot of self-reflecting, but I really do right now because I'm older. So once you get older, you really, really start reflecting, self-reflecting. And I started thinking about. I just realized that I'm at the age where I'm not gonna have any more dogs. You know what I mean? My dog could possibly outlive me at this point, so it's like I can't have animals that are gonna outlive me because I don't want to leave them behind, for someone else to take care of or whatever. So I kind of want to time it as good as I can. So I think Choop is probably my last one. I'm not no more animals of any kind. I don't think. I mean, unless the dog's already a little older, that would be different. But it's just kind of sad because I've outlived 6 of my dogs already, and it sucks because dogs are your family, and not to mention the dogs that we had growing up as our family. I mean, we had all kinds of great dogs. But yeah, it just kind of sucks when you get that hardcore realization that you've got a limited amount of time now, that every year it ticks down a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer. And you're like, ah, fuck, I didn't do anything I meant to do. Son of a bitch. Yeah, that's what you get when you procrastinate, right? It's funny. I can procrastinate about some things and I can knock some shit out of the park. Just depends. It's perspective, I guess. Because I was just that's funny because I was just saying the other day, Gen X perspective in particular, it really depends on which part of Gen X you were born in. If you were born in the first half of Gen X, then you're probably going to have a different perspective than the second half of Gen X. Even though you're both Gen X and you have probably both shared a lot of the same things, the ones in the first half are going to have things from their childhood that the other ones aren't going to be familiar with. So, it's just, I don't know, it just kind of gives you different perspectives. So, a child growing up in the 80s is not the same as a child growing up in the 90s. It had already changed that much just in that 10 years. But it's just funny because you could be the same generation and have completely different perspectives. So, I mean, I'm talking generational perspectives. I'm not talking about your average perspectives. I'm talking about, your perspectives on your own generation. I was driving to work the other day and I was thinking, I was listening to a basketball game and I kept thinking, I knew some people that were pretty damn good at basketball. And I know that there are men out there that are not 6 foot something that are ballers, okay? Because I grew up with Muggsy Bogues, okay, and that guy was 5'3", and he was in the NBA, okay, and he was good. He wasn't any chump. If I remember correctly, I think he could dunk. Don't 5'3", no, but I mean they had guys like Isaiah Thompson, that was 5'9", and that was considered short. And I mean the shortest guy in the NBA right now is 5'8". So I mean, that's short, yeah, I guess for a guy in that particular thing, yeah. But I was thinking, there are so many guys that are 5'8" and under that are really good, and they're missing out because they're gonna get dunked on by these fucking Amazon giants. And I thought then the league needs to make a second league, and they could just call it NBA 5.0, and no one on there can be above 5'8". 5'8's the max. Anyone 5'8" and down goes into this league. And then you would have some serious fucking balling going on. And I would pay to watch that. I mean, you have alternative things. I mean, I grew up watching the Harlem Globetrotters. I've seen and one, and there's tons of 3v3 leagues and stuff. There's tons of basketball stuff. Why not have that? Why not have one specifically where they can have a good platform and your quality of your players are going to be good? There are great players that just aren't tall enough and they can't make it in the NBA, not because they're not good, but just because they can't get one past that, 7'3" dude. And who the hell can? But yeah, it was just a thought. I thought it would be a cool idea. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, I would watch it. I think that would be hella cool. But I don't know. I'm just full of ideas for other people. I think I was watching a commercial, or was it a commercial? Yeah, it might have been a commercial. I was watching a commercial, and in the background, very subtly in the background, they had Brothers Johnson's Strawberry Letter 23 playing in the background. And I love that song. I fucking love it. And it's one of those songs, if you haven't heard it in a while, you forget. And for some reason, when I transferred my music to my other phone, I lost some songs for some reason, and that was one of them. So I was just listening to it. I retrieved it and I was listening to it. And it just took me back because That particular song, I remember being at our second house, and my mom had her record player out, and she was playing records when she was cleaning the house, and she put this song on. It was a single. It wasn't I don't think it was an album. It was a single because it came in a single sleeve. Then you could get records, okay, of your favorite song in particular from that album. You'd buy a single album or single record, and it would be, yay big, 45. You put it on your record player, and you could listen to just that song. So, that particular song, it came in a record sleeve that was strawberry scented. And I remember that so clearly. I remember thinking, "That is so fucking cool. This thing smells like strawberries." It was really cool, and it got me thinking my mother's influence on mine, and I'm sure she had an influence on Sally's too. We never really talked about it, but, we both have really diverse tastes in music, and our mother does too, you know? I was listening to Santana when I was little. I was listening to Fleetwood Mac. I was listening to Brothers Johnson. There was and then I could go in my dad's room and I'd hear country, I could hear, Johnny Cash, I could hear, all kinds of stuff. So, we had, like, a really diverse set of music that we could really get into, and we did. We listened to everything. And then when I went to school, my, uh my bandmates, we all had really, like, Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, and it just my tastes are so diverse. I listen to blues, I listen to jazz. I love it. I love music. I love it. I love to write it. I love to make it. I wish that I could sing it, but I lost my voice a long time ago. I can't sing anymore. It sucks. But I was never that great to begin with, so it is what it is. I can't miss something that I didn't really have that well, so, I have my skills in other areas, and singing's not my strong suit. I can, but, yeah, I'm not big on being in the front of the band, if you know what I mean. I watched a movie yesterday. Actually, I bought it because I haven't for some reason, I had a discount on it. I think I got it on Amazon. Of course, right? Amazon Prime, but yeah. I got it on Amazon. It's Foul Play with Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, and I haven't watched that in a long time, and I forgot how frickin' funny that movie was. She is so flippin' adorable in that movie. Just oh my god, she's just so dumb. I love her. Great movie, and I love that it takes place in the Bay Area. I mean, you can see when they're sitting there, you can see they're sitting at Ghirardelli Square, and it's really cool. And you're gonna get like the 70s, late 70s. I think it's late 70s, maybe early 80s. I'm thinking it's late 70s though. If it's Chevy Chase, it's gonna be in the 70s with her. But yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but check it out. It's got Brian Dennehy in it. It's got Burgess Meredith. The storyline is just crazy, and Chevy Chase is actually pretty good in this. And this is probably, I think it's Goldie's best movie, other than like Private Benjamin and stuff like that. But this is when she's first coming out. This one kind of put her on the map. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. So I think probably Foul Play and Overboard are my favorite Goldie Hawn movies. And she's completely different in both of those. So that shows you her acting range. I don't mind First Wives Club, but that's not one that I'll watch over and over. You know what I mean? The other two I will. I'll probably watch Foul Play again this weekend. Plus the music, I love Barry Manilow. That was awesome. That's the theme song. But yeah. Okay, well that's about all I had to talk about. I wanted to make sure that the guy mowing his lawn and doing his yard work behind me was finished before I started. So yet again I started later. He's very prompt. He's the exact same time that I need to start my podcast. Perfect timing. Perfect. But yeah, I'll have more to talk about next week, and adopt, don't shop. And I know I tell you that every time, but seriously, man, these animals need us. Have faith. Stay cool. No, don't stay cool. I don't give a shit. No, all right. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. All that good shit. Peace out. Meh.